The loss of a pregnant woman who was killed at random in Seattle's Belltown neighborhood. Loved ones sharing this photo of Aina Kwan during happier times. Aina leaves behind a 2-year-old son and a grieving husband who survived the unprovoked shooting.
The suspect, who confessed to police saying he did it, waived his right to appear in court for a second day. Fox 13's Alejandra Guzman joining us live after talking to friends who are just devastated by this senseless loss. Ali.
Hannah, David, I can tell you that the Kwans, they weren't expecting this. Friends say that they didn't even notice someone was approaching their car. Other community members and tourists who stopped by to pay their respects today say they're frustrated.
As you walk past a Berea next to Pike Place Market, there's a numbness, a feeling of sorrow and grief. But it's this message taped to the door: God bless Aina Kwan and baby Kwan. Seattle loves you, forever in our hearts and minds, forcing some to stop and reflect as flowers in their honor line its entrance, asking for prayers. Others just sorry this loss happened.
A mom and a baby were killed. A husband that was impacted by that same level of violence.
The intersection of 4th and Lenora, forever marked by a horrific crime. Sung Kwan was in the car with his wife Aina. She was 32 weeks pregnant with their daughter. Together, waiting for the green light when court documents say Cordell Maurice Gooseby fired several shots at them. These documents made it clear there was no prior interaction between them. A random act of violence.
We have a suspect in custody. However, no amount of justice will bring that family whole again.
Friends at the Kwans sharing this picture of them with their 2-year-old son, Sajin, of happier times, now memories. They shared a few details in a fundraiser to help lay Aina to rest. As shots rang out, Sung instinctively embraced his wife, according to loved ones. They say he tried to shield her from the bullets. When the gunfire stopped, he noticed she was shot and frantically tore his clothes to stem his wife's bleeding. Autopsy results confirm she died of several gunshots, which hit her lung, spine, and head. Doctors delivered their daughter. Friends say Sung was able to hold her, but she died moments later. Seattle Police Chief Adrian Diaz says this tragedy impacts not just the greater community, but the Korean community, and is working with other members to keep everyone safe.
We are also running our violent crime strategy as we enter the summer months and working with community and putting our officers in the right places where we believe their shootings might be occurring. We want to prevent and intervene, but we also want to focus on enforcement.
Mayor Bruce Harrell expressing his condolences in a statement which says in part, "This never should have happened. This tragedy is the result of the fact that there are too many guns on our streets, in this city, and in this country that allow individuals to make split-second decisions that can have devastating consequences. The fact of the matter is that there was a gun which had been reported stolen in the hands of someone who should have never had one. The epidemic of gun violence is causing irreparable harm to our communities, and it's unacceptable."
Now, returning to those frustrations, I did reach out to Councilmember Andrew Lewis, who represents this district, this area, and are waiting to hear back. Tonight, though, the goal is to help bring Aina's family from Korea just in time to lay her to rest. The restaurant, as you saw, will remain closed as Sung cares for their 2-year-old, who is just weeks away from turning 3. We have details on how you can help the family on our website, fox13seattle.com. Again, you can expect a charging decision on Gooseby that is expected tomorrow. Of course, we'll have the very latest on that coverage starting tomorrow. Back to you.